Okay, so this is going to wind up in the trunk, but this is the one that goes to the starter. This green one, it splices into 4 different lines, goes down through and up and to this. I'm not sure what that plugs into. That yellow one might go to the alternator too. And that resistor thing, yes, I'm pretty sure that plugs into the alternator. I don't know where this one plugs in. And then it, like I said, goes down, in, through, and around. And this one green wire that connects to the solenoid turns into 1, 2, 3 wires. So that green wire goes to this. And the alternator has a green, white, and yellow. And those seem to connect to this one, which goes into the car. Alright, I spread this out again, kind of. So this is the positive, and I'm not sure where that little red wire goes, but this double wire here, one splits off and goes to that solenoid, okay? And then the yellow wires and whatnot go to this distribution box. But this wire that comes off the battery, it goes all the way down to, I think this was the alternator, because it goes around the engine, and that one splits up to the alternator. But this one, that's, I think, for a sensor. But that's what comes out the back, or the bottom there. That's the starter and the signal wire. So that's going to be hot all the time, the way I understand it. And this one's hot all the time going to this distribution box. And I'm not sure what all this solenoid operates, but it does have a heavy gauge wire right here that goes to the battery. So that heavy gauge wire runs this side, and this side there's a little red wire. There's a little red wire right there that goes to the other side. Okay, so on the car, this solenoid, that has a little black wire going to the other side, and this wire, and that goes to the starter, or to the, from the solenoid, that goes to the battery. And then this other little red wire here splits off, and I think it ends up right here on the starter. So this little wire coming off the solenoid goes to the starter. Okay, so this battery is kind of low, but I hooked up the ground that came with it, the power wire came with it to the solenoid, and then off the solenoid to the starter. And this isn't grounded here, but this does ground to the chassis, and I got it sitting on the chassis. And when I touch this little wire here, it well, it was running the starter. Hear it? Okay, so either this solenoid's bad, well, this black wire goes from the battery, so this black wire probably needs to be over here. It probably needs to be over here, so that I have to turn the key because both wires both wires are coming. Oh wait, this one's coming from from this side of the solenoid. Oh look, I have power. Just have a blinker on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a wire nut, steal that plug off. I stole that off the van, that plug right there. So the key's not starting it. Yeah, that one's cracked. That's from the Mustang. Look at that, I got music. Turns out that was an amplifier, not an ECM. Can you believe that? That one's taped though, so I can see that not working. And then this one don't work at all. Here's what it's doing. Oh, now it's working. I don't think that heater being on for 30 seconds helped anything. It's working now. Sometimes it just gets started where it doesn't want to work. Usually I go up and down a couple times and it works. There's the wires for the fuel pump. They must go up inside the car from there because I don't see any wires going back anywhere on the frame. Tucks in right there and goes, and then it goes up there. That's got to be where the fuel pump drops in. Let's drop this fuel tank and see what's there. Well, there's plenty of gas in it. It's spilled all over the place a little bit. I don't know if it was on camera, it probably was. I'll try to get it slid over behind this other wheel. Well, there's the fuel pump right there. And the sending unit here. At least I want to drop it all the way out. I got the fuel tank out. I don't know what I'm going to do with the fuel pump in the sending unit yet. I might just throw it back up in there because I don't know if they don't work or not, so I don't know. I just wanted to take it down and see what was going on in there, and I might end up putting a better fuel pump in because it's going to stay out for a while. So I'm also thinking that this fuel pump and this fuel tank, I'm going to leave it out because that opens this up, and I was going to do this trunk battery relocation, and that opens that up so I can do whatever I want. So I'll probably figure out how to get the battery box bolted in before that fuel tank goes back up. Alright, so to check the solenoid, I just got to jump this little wire terminal here. So that's from the ignition switch, evidently. Get a good ground on the starter. Okay, so I know the solenoid is good. Turn the key once just to see it. Nothing. Now I can't hold the starter and turn the key, which I was trying to, had to push down on it. See? Oh. Okay, so it should have started because I didn't touch the starter there and it worked. So I got an interlock problem that's not giving this wire enough voltage that I have to find. And when I hooked up the shifter, there was some interlocks in there that I didn't hook up because I didn't see any wires. I didn't see any wires to connect to that, so I'm gonna have to go and look and investigate. But I know I got everything hooked up right because I got the lights and everything, and I got the starter to start with the testing the solenoid. So it's got to be something from the ignition switch or inside the car somewhere that's causing it. Got the starter grounded good and everything hooked up. Yep, everything's hooked up. Nothing. that's off. You can take the key out. Okay, it allows you to turn it on when it's not in park. But, okay, that's not in park. Now it won't let me turn it off, see? It's not all the way off. Now it's in park, now it's all the way off. So it won't let me get out of the car with the keys unless it's in park. And you can feel it turn if I take it out of park, you can feel it turn past that. But now it won't let me turn it off because it's not in park. So that's working, I think. Okay, so I'm under the car and see this. I think that is the neutral safety switch. It comes right out here. There's also this, which comes out from the same thing, and those probably connected to the shifter. And yeah, these probably connected to the shifter somehow for different things. I'm not sure which things, but that's what I was thinking. This is the problem right here. I just didn't have time to investigate it yet. But maybe later. Maybe tomorrow. Okay. This one's orange. This one's looks like green. Try to cross the nose. This one's got 4 wires in it. One's white. Flashlight. Just left it in the house. It's like one's black. One might be red and white. Okay, that one's white. That one's red. Might be purple and black. Okay, so I got the white and the red one jumpered. And that's turning the key. So that's what it was. It was the neutral safety. So when I do finally get that neutral safety put in, it'll start.